It's completely different than we used to do.
I actually think it was one of the most interesting exhibitions that I've seen here.
The exhibitions usually are full of objects, and this drama storytelling, of course, the idea is to get the objects to talk. You use all your senses to experience, and when the more senses you use, the easier it gets to remember what you have experienced. So I think that's why we use performing arts to make an emotional connection and deep sort of memory. It stays with the visitors, what they have experienced.
If you can feel the story, gives more life to it, and you can connect to your own feelings as an audience.
I think drama is really useful in museums to help the viewer or the visitor think more about the picture or the sculpture, to spend a little bit more time with the piece, to have a bit more empathy, to maybe see it from their point of view or look into the history a little bit more. So I think there's a lot of different ways to be a little bit more engaged with the piece itself.
It's easy to explain a certain event or a certain time period by using drama and using actors, because they make a certain situation concrete.
Instead of reading about it and just thinking about it, it was something that was experienced more vividly, and that was really nice.
I like it because they danced, I guess, in the costumes. I imagine myself in that age, in that period, and I was curious to know more about that.
I thought it was extremely fun. It was easy to understand. Sometimes when you come here, you don't know a lot of Swedish, so when you just hear the words, you cannot really put the emotion into it. You can really connect with the story, but when you see it acted out with people with the costumes and like their lines, and they're explaining really in very clear Swedish, it was very easy for me to just be transported there in that time and understand really how it was back then. So for me, it was very easy to learn and a lot of fun too.
I love it when there's something happening, and I really love the live aspect of it. When you're in a museum, you see things and they are beautiful and it's lovely to watch, but it's not live at the moment. So when there's an actor and there's something happening live at stage or at the museum, it gets more exciting to watch for me, because everything can happen and we don't know what's gonna happen.
By doing something interactive, you involve the public, you let the public ask questions, which means that they understand it better than when they're just listeners and spectators.
The workshops led me to look at maybe pieces that I wouldn't have normally gone to look at. So I thought that was really nice, because as open as we might think that we are when we're going to something cultural or artsy, we still go to what we already like, a lot of us. So that was really great to be then introduced to something that maybe I wouldn't have looked at before.
And maybe, hopefully, make the visitors want to come back again and visit the exhibition and look in the exhibition with new eyes on their own.
Yes, they come back and want to see the story again. So what better critics can you have than for them to come and see it over and over again? Because they get emotional, engaged in the stories, because they see personal stories on stage, and that stays with them. So they want to come back again.
Very easy to learn, so no effort. They were having fun, so it's easy.
We do, of course, a lot of research. This is the curator's work in this process, to find the accuracy of what these people are telling the audience that they meet. So we, for instance, use diaries or letters or historical evidence on people, what they have said and what their thoughts were. So for instance, we let the audience meet one of the fighters for better working conditions for all the young girls in the textile factories in this area where we work with the museum. So they can actually meet not only the person, but also hear the words from what this person said and wrote down in her diary. So it should be definitely be based on facts.
It's very important because we always looking for something new, for something different.
I think it's like a little bit old-fashioned when the museums don't do that.
It wakes people up and you see things differently.